Hey everyone, welcome to Sketch a Day Live. Just got done working out, playing some chess, having a mad dash this morning, but I'm good to go. Um, wow, when it rains, it pours. Tell you what, when it rains, it certainly pours. So, thanks for joining me today. I will be streaming this weekend as well. I think that worked pretty well last week. Not doing the Facebook, Instagram thing because, you know, they're weirdos anyways. So what have I been up to? I did some content pieces for Adobe, Wacom, and Nvidia. Did another social campaign for another client. Um, just been getting hit up for podcasts and a bunch of other things. So I've been busy. Hey Lori, thank you for your support. Lori picked up my brushes and I was like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're a patron. You've been awesome. Here you go for free." So that's what you get when you're a patron for 2 months or more. Lori's been I don't know how long it's been. Hasn't been a year, but it's been several months. So thank you very much. Simon, hello, hello. Glad you're here. Wayne, what's up? Wayne is one of our YouTube channel members. So thank you so much. We're gonna be sketching on the iPad Pro today. I think I'll just quickly finish up that little monster, just as a warm up, and then we'll jump into some fan appreciation, fan love for you guys. Share some of your work, or for everyone. Sorry, I'm trying to work on that one. It takes a lot to, language is a malleable thing, and people take offense to the fact that things are changing. But yes, I want to be more inclusive and share the love. And one of the things I try to do personally is to always do better. When you know better, do better. And being inclusive is not a bad thing, as I see it. So something I'm working on. If if you catch me messing up, understand I'm trying my best. All right, so let's switch over to the iPad here. So last time we were working on, hello Denev, I hope that's how you pronounce it. Last time we were working on this little monster guy here, and I had kind of moved this leg, and I was trying to place it in the right spot. So I'm gonna do a couple things here to kind of mix things up. Also just did a campaign with Sakura of America, so it's been a busy start to the year, tell you what, but I am grateful for it. Again, all things considered, being in a pandemic and whatnot, it's been great. Oh, it says empty. Okay, there we go. Just want to tweak some of these elements, some of these things here. So again, quick way to work if you are working digitally, and just want to work efficiently, Actually, this is a good warm up because I do have a sketch project I have to not sketch, but design project I have to finish up for a client call later. So I'm gonna do that. All right, so like I mentioned before, in Procreate, I'm using my brushes. Let's see, I was using the real marker brush, I believe. But in Procreate, one of the things you have to watch out for is layer limits. I haven't done the homework and done all the research. Some people are saying it's device specific, but I haven't quite, figured that all out. So maybe they're figuring it out. In any case, if you have any tips, let me know. I'm hoping Apple releases a new iPad Pro. And I assume, Lori, you got an iPad if you picked up the Procreate brushes. So nice work there. I hope it's good to you. I've been getting a lot of questions. Oh shoot, I'm supposed to release the inking guide, so I'll do that later today and kind of announce that. But that's also something I've been working on. Something I was kind of holding off until the digital guide was going to be done, but I think that one's seriously going to be 150 pages at least. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't wait till the end. But here's a little bit of that, and an ink guide that I'm working on, and it will be delivered in PDF form. Part of the reason is, and there's a table of contents, some of the things, there's like 5 demos of how to use pens, some ideas about what pens to buy, how to select them. I do have to add a little section on some new pens I've tried. So one of the reasons I wanted to do a PDF was to also provide links for you if you're interested in picking up materials and so forth. So I'll just scroll through a little bit here and show you. So talking about lines, line quality, types of lines, let's see, shading, light and shadow, things like that, texture, All right. Different ways to use your pens. So hopefully if you do like using pens, if that's your jam, I love pens, you'll find some value here. Here's an example of a whole line drawing. Okay. And you can kind of see a little bit of step by step here. Steps 1 and 2 anyways. All right. Hair dryer demo, a few other things, bird with a ballpoint pen, and so forth. So look out for that dropping soon on the store. Patrons and channel members, of course, check out the Google Drive link. There's a draft in there right now, but I'll release the full one and update. So if you want to get ahead of the curve, you have access to all that. Yes, the higher the resolution, the fewer layers. I understand that, but also if you're printing something, you do want to work at a reasonably high resolution. So that's kind of, at least for me, where that comes from. Let's do a little bit of a textured approach here to my brush. So this is a marker brush. Again, one of the things I like about this is you do get the buildup, the overlap, right, with the same brush if you want, just like a marker would have, a little bit translucent. So has that look and feel that you might be familiar with. So that's why I created that one. Yeah, try out Fresco, especially if you already pay for Adobe Creative Cloud. It has the additional features. Did this turn into Sci-Fi Thursday? It's Friday where I am. I don't know, maybe you're living in the past, Rohak, but it is it is Friday. And I don't know, maybe the themed days is backing me into a corner, but you know, we're just drawing, having fun, using our tools, being creative, and that's really the gist of it. But like I said, career-wise, work-wise, just lots of interesting things happening, and I hope some of these things pan out, because I'll just say life could get really interesting. So it's been cool. Feeling grateful and fortunate to have these opportunities. So yeah, how's everyone doing though on this Friday? If you're in Texas, Godspeed. Just kidding. Texas recently eased certain restrictions. I haven't really spoken like about my position on it. I do believe in individual freedom. So yeah, if you choose not to do something, that should be okay, but should also not be free of the consequences. So that should come with at least some, I think, some consequence, whatever that looks like. That's all I'll say. But interesting time. So how's everyone doing? Celebrating my kiddo's birthday this weekend, so I've also been busy getting ready for that. I won't say what I'm doing because sometimes he listens to my stream and I don't want to spoil any surprises for him. What is the drink of the stream today? Orange juice. I'm just having some oranges. It's morning where I'm at, so that's what I'm having. What are you guys imbibing? It's a little too early for anything else, so except for maybe some tea or coffee, I guess, if that's your thing. What's up, Applejacks? Thanks for joining. We got Flash Rebirth as well. Sorry, I forgot to say hello to everyone. I forgot. I was talking to a friend today who their partner has ADHD, and they were kind of describing the symptoms, and I was like, maybe I have ADHD. I don't know. I'm always all over the place. In the morning, I'm like super high energy. I can fall asleep after drinking coffee or Red Bull or something like that, or green tea. That stuff doesn't affect me. Not that I'm a doctor and I can self-diagnose, but I was just thinking, wow, this is interesting. What if I actually had ADHD? That'd be something. Coffee for you. Nice. Yeah, it's too early for a true liquid Friday. So keeping it chill this morning. All right, so I do want to know if there's anything interesting to you guys that you want to see, to everyone that you want to see today. I'll do a little review of the Show Your Work channel. We've had some pretty amazing submissions this week. I saw a couple from Tom, Geo, Lori, T-Phage, Lines. So appreciate everyone's work. Thank you for submitting. Okay, let's do a little bit of maybe greenish light here, and on a new layer I'll go with add. Just hit a couple spots. Maybe drop my opacity here. Don't want to overwork this too much. Quick sketch, right? Quick and easy. Prosthetic leg or arm, okay. Like a robotic prosthetic or what? I just got a calendar reminder. It's Fan Friday. It is Fan Friday. It's all about you today. Your work, your ideas, your thoughts. I guess that's most days, but specifically I like to show the things that you're working on. Applejacks, did you get to submit anything, or are you still being shy? Did I miss your submission? Apologies if I did. And you submitted before. Prosthetic leg or arm. I think for that one, probably the best thing to do would be to get like a photo and then do the prosthetic. That would be interesting. Join the club. The T Club. Join the T Club. Club T. Oh yeah, if any of you see, I caught myself. If any of you play chess and you want to play me, my username is Snugja, Snugja. I've thought about streaming chess. Chess is actually hit kind of a resurgence. Not resurgence, but it's just grown in popularity lately online. I don't know if you're all aware. I am by no means as good as many people that play online, but I do enjoy it. I do. It makes me feel youthful again, like when I was in high school on my chess team. So, I do enjoy it. Let's make this a little bit lighter in the back. Let me think here. Yeah, we'll make this lighter. We'll take just a soft, clean air, nice big one. Just kind of hit toward the back, like so. So that should help it pop a little bit, almost like a little vignette. Very subtle, but you should be able to see that pop a little bit more. Hey Vasish, what's up? Lines, hello. Oh. Okay, Applejacks, okay. If you do change your mind, you let me know. Okay. So let's jump to Discord. We'll take a look. So we had the weekly sketch challenge channel that I ignored this week, and I'm so sorry. But Jordan suggested, or not Jordan. Let's see who did. I think it was Lions. Mars stuff. So thank you. Thank you, Lions. We have a sketch here by Lori. Awesome landscape. Looks like some people dwelling on the planet's surface. One thing I do enjoy about Lori's style is she's very loose with her sketches. It's hard to be loose and also communicate without slipping into being sloppy, but I do appreciate how loose that is. Here's Felix with what appears to be, I might want to overlay this one. Not to fix it, but I love the idea. So asymmetrical cab, you've got kind of a general like body to it and some nice big wheels. One of the interesting things about space travel at least. And where's that channel? There we go. Show your work. Space travel is the wheels. Wheels are interesting. They're very lightweight, if you notice. You know, when they ship these rovers. So I imagine those would be some sort of maybe carbon-based material that is lightweight, but also very durable. Last time we went over Dino Haas's sketch here. Mystery submitted a camera sketch, looks like. Nice work. And you can kind of see on this sketch the ellipses, kind of like I talked about, actually go on that central axis. So nice work in terms of perspective and getting that right as well. All right, we got Abhishek here with a backpack. Nice work. Is this a OnePlus backpack? Very cool. That's right, Abhishek Ranjan. Thank you very much. Mystery's always good at hands. We did do a week on hands a while back, and that was challenging. That was challenging, but you know, I learned a lot from it. Hands are really hard. So nice work, Mystery. Geo with the heat, with the sketch dump. Okay, so I have no idea who Geo is. If you're on the chat, say hey, say what's up. But I love the stuff you're putting into the channel here. It's definitely more on the lines of painting, which is something I enjoy, something I'm not great at, but I do enjoy it. So nice work. We've got Abdul with a very emotional car sketch here. I like this. Emotive, I should say, with the lighting, the mood, the color, and so forth. Thank you for dropping the link in lines. Nice work. Emmanuel, open for critiques on this Batman sketch. I got nothing for you except it looks awesome. I'm not the expert there, but hopefully you got some feedback. Felix with another rover sketch. Pretty cool. I like it. My only criticism would be think about the wheels and maybe if there's a lightweight way to deploy or have those wheels look, I think that would probably help a bit. But maybe there's an alternate fuel source that'll be developed at some point in the future, and maybe that'll be more efficient in terms of bringing humans and our equipment to Mars. I was listening to, I think it was a podcast or documentary, welcome Paul, documentary about Mars and travel. And one of the interesting things or thoughts was that, hey, if we can find water and you can separate water into hydrogen and oxygen and also mine some other material, then you could start to, I think it was Elon Musk was talking about it actually, you can start to develop fuel, and then that way we could have a two-way transit to Mars. Pretty interesting. Abdul with some more practice here. Looks like a two-wheel vehicle. It could be four, but I'm not sure. But either way, nice gesture. Pen and paper sketch. I guess I haven't done pen and paper on the channel in a minute. Hey, Mecha Art, what's up? My day's been going well so far. Did you get your sketches? I hope you did. Geo with some other portraiture here. Maybe more on the lines of caricature, but either way, I think your lighting is superb. It's great. Love the gesture. Keep it up. Here's another one. It looks to be a toned drawing. Big Rod with some process sketches. Maybe I will do a quick sketch of this one, just because I can tell you're interested in cars. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. I can tell you're interested in cars, so, and let's paste that for now. I've got tons of drawing apps I don't use, but let's go ahead and paste that in a canvas here for the time being. Let's see, add paste. All right, there we go. Cool. So back to our Discord. Love the quantity. Great job. Mike Mateus Force Anatomy. Yeah, I need to carve out some time for that. I think we have the same cutting mat. Someone was telling me that the cutting mat I use has some warning about causing cancer, but as it turns out, interestingly enough, there are many why is my little thumbnail showing? I need to turn that off. There are many products that have certain chemicals that in the state of California cause cancer, so that's where those warnings come from. Awesome gesture here. Great. Love the detail on the hair. That's pretty fantastic. And it looks to be done with a special brush, so nice work there. texture geo with some other quick sketches. I assume these are done, I can't really tell, but no, I can't tell. These are done digitally on a sketchbook, it looks like. So really nice work. Thanks everyone for posting. I'll check in again and see if there's any new submissions, but for now, let's go ahead and have a quick instructive moment, and then we'll do some sort of prosthetic sketch. So I'm going to take this car sketch, and this was done by, because my brain has holes in it, Big Rod. Okay, I'm going to try and remember that. Or maybe I'll just write it down. Let's just write it down so I don't have to worry. This is by Big Rod. Okay, so with the car sketch here, I think the first wheel perspective is fine. Okay, there's your ellipse. So now what you want to do is just go back like so, and let's use blue so it's a little easier to see. There's a point there, and now we can shoot 1, 2, 3. So this wheel, depending on the type of car, could be a bit further back, but let's just assume it is, 2.5 wheels back. So we'd have a box back here, and then you draw your ellipse. Okay, so and notice how the back ellipse feels like it's a little bit rotated. The reason for that is if I take this point from the center of both these ellipses, and let's say perspective wise we've got a line going back, so this is not going to be a parallel line. If it were a parallel line, then the ellipse would be more rotated, but it's not. Okay, so what's actually happening is now our perspective line is going like so, and that is how you know. And your ellipse, and it feels weird sometimes, but your ellipse toward the back of the vehicle often will feel slightly rotated. So let's just do a quick upfront check on some other perspective things here on the front. What doesn't cause cancer at this point? That's true. I think I joked last time that even being in this studio, being bombarded by, I just got a Wi-Fi 6, was it Wi-Fi 6 or 5 router? I think it was Wi-Fi 5 because I was being cheap. Router. I've got, the EM radiation from all the devices that are in front of me, 2 monitors, 2 cameras, lights, all that stuff. Of course, I'm getting bombarded with all sorts of energy particles. Maybe I'll be like the Vision, or not the Vision, but Monica Rambeau from WandaVision. Do not spoil the latest episode for me, by the way. We have not watched that yet. My kids love to watch it with me, so we're gonna watch that. All right, so quick check here. Looks like it's pretty on. So nice work there. And then front to back. Okay, we've got sound. So probably ease that up a little bit toward the back, but it's not like you're seeing the line, so it's okay. And then toward the front here, this feels pretty good. Okay, so I'm just gonna sketch over this real quick. Right here. I think with the lights, it's probably a little bit of an issue, but I'm gonna try and be somewhat true to your sketch, which means I would erase just a little bit here, have that bump out, something like that. Because as this wraps back, and if this pokes out, like so, okay, this being some sort of lighting element right there, you probably see a little bit of that, okay, as this wraps down and so forth. So, and then hood lines, I like what you did here with these hood lines. It does seem to dive quite a bit in the hood, and that's okay, but I just want to make sure that this feels, if I were drawing a contour line, that this kind of repeats, right? So you may have the center line there. And as far as how much would be exposed, right? Undo. As much as how much would be exposed here and here, we're going to see a difference between these two based on perspective. So what I might do is actually take the light, bring this up just a little bit more. Let's reduce my brush size. And then take this hood line here. Almost has a Porsche vibe to it. The way the hood is, you know, or something like that. Almost has a Porsche vibe to it. So really subtle things here, but just wanted to. I know a lot of you enjoy cars. We're gonna do a prosthetic today, so I haven't forgotten Applejacks. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm not sure what this detail is here, but I'll just make something up as a placeholder for now. Very aggressive. And maybe this is an opportunity as well on the front to bring just a subtle crease line in. Okay, just to add some rigidity and also, not rigidity, but rather structure and flow. So we've got this line's kind of diving back. Okay, so toward the back, bring this up. And now, nice straight line, maybe suck this in a little bit on the side. Down like so, and then up. And we could continue this line almost as if this line continues. Bring that over. I would rake the back angle just a bit more. Right. And then as far as where to put the greenhouse on the vehicle, you kind of want to think, I'm going to modify this line just a little bit because I want this to flow. So center, if I were to move this in and then have that drive up, you can kind of see you actually placed that really well. So I'm just going to roll with it. Like so. Kind of snap that line a bit. And then the greenhouse here. So if the windshield is curved, all right. So if it's slightly curved, it's a tricky thing. You can either go with a line like so, or like so. What I like to do is actually bring it up a little bit higher, so I don't have to deal with that. Plus, it exposes a little. It's a stylistic thing. Maybe exposes a little bit. You could always add graphics. By graphics, I mean areas that are blocked out and so forth on the vehicle. All right, this curve is a bit much in the front, so I would kind of relax that a little bit. And then a common mistake, and I actually just did it, so I'll just show you. A common mistake is to drive this line right to where that meets, but in actuality, you're going to have some thickness to the body side of the vehicle and a slight wrap in there. So that way it looks like, oh, this is actually diving in. So we can take this line and bring it up like so. And do our wheels. Can I design a backpack for an amputee? Not today. We're doing prosthetic today. Whenever I get a very specific request, I'm like, am I doing your homework? What's going on? What's going on here? Alright, so maybe something like that, but overall I think the car is done fairly well. Just a couple issues here and there, and with a few tweaks, you know, just call these placeholder wheels, but with a few tweaks you're not too far off. So nice job overall, a big rod. All right, so there it is. It's an interesting perspective too, in terms of being more top down on the vehicle. Always helpful to draw a center line on your car, any contour lines as well, just to show what the geometry would look like. If you're not shading, if you're gonna shade, then we can do our highlight things and tricks and whatever to get this feeling pretty good. So I'm gonna rotate this slightly like so. All right, so there we go. There's my version of Big Rod's vehicle. Hopefully that was somewhat instructive for you. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little picture hunting here. The request was for a prosthetic arm of some sort. All right, and I guess the question would be, I mean, is sky's the limit, or are we doing something that's a bit more traditional? Take care of Asish. No, it's late or early in the morning for you, so appreciate you hanging out. Okay, I'm just gonna go to Unsplash. I don't know if you have visited that site, and let's see. I think it'd be interesting to do a prosthetic arm of someone doing something active. That would be interesting. So let's see. Let me share my screen so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just on unsplash.com and I thought, oh, search for pull-up, or maybe it's exercise. Could be cool. Let's see what we have. And I'm just trying to find a picture that I could use to show, like, hey, here's the arm actually doing something. It's got to be somewhat believable, right? Unless it's a robotic arm, then that works too. But there's no point in, doing the arm without a human, because chances are you're going to get it wrong. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a good picture. Some of these are a bit much. I mean, this one could work. You could have this I'm gonna open this in a new tab just to put a pin in it. This one might be able to work too. That one's a bit much. Let's see. How about thinking of like a kettlebell swing, something like that. Do something like that. I love me a kettlebell. Kettlebells are fun. That's interesting. Kettlebell and high heels. Look at that. That's interesting. Doesn't seem very pragmatic, if you ask me, but hey. I suppose what's capable with the exercise, or what's capable with the prosthetic arm, is somewhat dependent on... I'm just gonna use this one. Somewhat dependent on... I think I'll use that one, or this one. Let's use this one. Somewhat dependent on where the limb is severed, so we can talk about that a bit, or where you're missing. Thank you, Ari. What's up? Appreciate the super chat. Ari says, what's up, my dude? Have a blessed day. You too. Have a blessed day. I hope you have a fantastic day yourself. So one of the nice things about working on the same ecosystem or platform, Wayne says, I just uploaded some product design and sketch. All right, we'll take a look in just a sec, Wayne. But one of the nice things about working on the same ecosystem is I can hit copy and then paste. Lion says, replace the whole body with one big prosthetic. I guess we could do that. So this is pasting from my Mac Pro on my desktop, and so I have a character or person here, and I'm just gonna use this as an underlay and do kind of just a gray, not gray pencil, but just a quick black pencil sketch. All right, so deciding where the severance happens. Like, does it happen here? Is this where our unfortunate human has their bone severed? Or is it, you know, here? I think if you're doing any kind of like serious workout, it'd have to be like below the elbows. So I'm gonna go with somewhere here in terms of where that separation happens. All right, so I do want to show the prosthetic up front. So we'll just do a quick trace or resketch. I don't need that, but I'm just gonna mark a couple points here. And then right here is where I'll kind of continue. So just kind of continue there. And then I don't have to trace everything perfectly, but you can take some liberties. The idea being, I don't want to, the focus should be, at least in this case, the product. So I want to make sure, and I'm going to take some liberties here on body shape, but you want to make sure that the product is the focus. And then in terms of the person, just capturing the right amount of stuff. All right, so I'm not, you know, drawing every hair or anything like that. Maybe just hint at the beard here. So just pull enough detail out. And then what I like to do, because the person is essentially the prop for the sketch, is then add a little bit of gray airbrushing so they become kind of a background to the product itself. All right, so there we go. Got a quick trace. All right, and let's get the kettlebell. I actually designed a kettlebell once just for fun, like an adjustable kettlebell. It was a fun. I wonder if I can find that. It was I was doing some. I was kind of in this weird phase, I guess. I was working professionally, but also, you know, doing the Sketch-A-Day thing. And when I say professionally, I mean like full time for a company, but also doing the Sketch-A-Day thing, not as much as I do now. Anyhow, I designed a kind of like an adjustable kettlebell. It had like plates essentially and a central plug that you could put the plates on. So maybe I'll borrow from that a little bit. So essentially you could adjust the stack. I think the one I had, it had the, if I remember correctly, it had the handle here mounted in the center so that the plates could go on top. But in any case, we'll play with it a little bit. All right, so prosthetic arm. The cool thing about doing this too is now, and working digitally, I'm gonna go ahead and lower that even more. I just need a little bit of a reference. The cool thing is I can go ahead and make different ideas or whatever. Robotic arm Terminator. Well, the request was for a prosthetic arm, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just sketch in some rough lines here. Now, in terms of fingers and whatnot, kind of get to decide. How about we do maybe 2 versions or something? All right, so how does this attach to person? If I've got a little stump in here, right, maybe a little atrophied on the bottom, what does that look like? How does that work? Okay. And what would be cool? Okay, so I probably need some articulation point right here. Let's just think functionally for a bit. I probably need some articulation point and then some way to attach to my body. Okay, so is this a harness or is there some sort of surgical attachment? Maybe it's some sort of, I guess this is the elbow. This is his elbow right here. So let's go with maybe something like this. Great suggestion, by the way, Applejack. So thank you for that. I'm gonna go with kind of a wave line here, and maybe this could encase a ball joint. And man, as good as as good as the palm detection is on the iPad Pro, sometimes it misses things. Anyhow, so maybe it's something like this, and then hand has like the opposite shape. So you're kind of getting, I guess that wouldn't work though, because you need to be able to articulate this way. So probably have to wrap back, actually, or at least giant eraser there. At least be flexible enough, right? If this is a joint of some sort. But I like the idea of this being like maybe carved out or something, and you can kind of see it. All right, and then fingers, you know, maybe we do. Okay, I gotta up the opacity here because I think I'm missing something. Okay, palm. Okay, so you know, if this is the palm here, and thumbable right there. Do we do 5 fingers? Do we do 3 fingers? 2 fingers? I think 5 would be interesting, and probably within the realm of possibility, at least as far as technology goes these days. So why not? Or maybe these lines radiate out or something. A little decorative. It'd be interesting to take inspiration from tattoos as well and see how that might at least aesthetically impact things. Maybe this is actually like a fabric sleeve or something that goes all the way up. Okay, so did I sketch over my undersketch? Okay, there we go. So I'm actually gonna make a selection here. Let's see if we can leverage some of what's already done. Welcome to sketching over photos. But let's see if we can leverage a bit of the. This is where Photoshop, I think, is better in some ways. I use comparisons to Hitler to win arguments on the internet at the drop of a hat. Because I can do things like a content-aware fill and get rid of the. Oops, I did the wrong thing. 3-finger swipe, duplicate. And I want to do, let's do saturation down. We'll up the brightness. Should we up the brightness? No, let's do curves. So we'll do curves. And I'm trying to get this so I can have a little bit of tone. All right, there we go. And then now I'm going to blur the layer slightly. Right, and then let's go ahead and lower the opacity. And then we'll erase a little bit here. I'm gonna get rid of his tattoo. Gotta do something about the eyebrow. He looks so upset. Okay, I'll tweak the facial expression a little. Maybe he's upset because, you know, life dealt him a bad hand, Lines. Did you think about that? I don't mean hand as in, sorry. Yeah, that just went sideways. Anyhow. So I'm gonna erase a little bit, make this a little lighter. All right, so now on top of all this, I think this is where I can come in maybe with, I'll use my core airbrush. Yeah, or soft air highlighter, one of these two. But let's use the crisp. I've been into the crisp lately. So crispy. It's just a nice way to get my shadow cores in. But yeah, I'm taking my kids roller skating tomorrow. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to actually roller skate with them. As you know, as a kid, when you roller skate, it's like not a problem if you fall. But as a grown-up, if you fall and you're roller skating, it can be kind of serious. Can be kind of serious, so you won't be laid out in the hospital forever, you know. That would not be ideal for me. Most definitely not ideal. Maybe he's working out on the planet Mars. Maybe. And that's where the tie-in to the weekly sketch challenge comes in. Come on. I don't have smoothing on. Someone asked me last time, what's your smoothing set to? It's set to 0. And that's because I do like to push or challenge myself to see how accurate I can be. It's just a thingy thing. I kind of want to change the shape of this part of the prosthetic, so bear with me. Back to the stencil. Just because it's the elbow. Kind of want to tweak this a little bit. Good morning, Anne. Hello, hello. We are fulfilling Applejack's dream and designing a prosthetic. So we took a photo. You can catch the replay. Took a photo and we are, well, I didn't take the photo, but found a photo, sketching over it and putting together a quick concept here for some sort of prosthetic. Maybe the prosthetic also has ingenious back scratcher apparatus. You always have the best ideas. I'm just like, wow. That's different. So you can do a lot with grays first in your sketch. And then when you're ready to add color, we can add that on top. So I'm just trying to focus on getting enough contrast here, making sure we're in a good spot. Oops. Nice thing here too is if you do get lost, you're like, I don't know how to shade this thing, you can always refer to the photo and take a look at the lighting and try and match that. I'm just gonna go with it, but just a bit of advice for you. Lions wanted me to fix the face here, so let's do that. Back to the stencil. Let's give him a little bit of a smiley smile. Probably the, oh, I was on the wrong layer. Probably the heavy brow here that's causing it. So we just raise the eyebrow a little bit. Should help. There we go. Now notice I'm not, again, sketching everything in on the face. I do want to catch his neck here though. Not sketching everything on the face, and that's because I don't want to overload the sketch too much. All right, so just a couple well-placed strokes here and there. And again, the focus is the product itself. So that means that's where I'm going to put my attention, my focus in my drawing. Kind of want to soften up the initial shade here. So I'm going to take this and just erase a little bit. So I did mention that maybe there's some sleeve or material or something in this area. So I could actually jump to, I have a few material brushes. You can actually make your own as well if you want. Something like this ripstop, for example. So I could kind of just paint this in. Let's go ahead and, why does it keep switching back? Okay. Oh, it's because I switched it back. Anyhow, kind of switched there. And then now, on top of all this, let's go to this air highlighter. And I'll just kind of use this to round things out a bit. you know, if indeed this was some sort of sleeve. Maybe it's a nanomaterial of some sort. Who knows? Thank you. And we'll just paint in a little bit, deselect. So now we have a little shadow underneath, but again, trying not to overdo it. All right, so you can tastefully select areas in which, you know, like maybe this arm that's behind, I want to say, okay, let's make this a little darker. Not too much, just paint in a little bit there. Life dealt him a bad hand. All right, so let's say we wanted to, you know, brand this, or I like Adidas. I don't love Nike, unfortunately. So what if we wanted to brand this, you know, some sort of Adidas arm, the Addy arm? I think actually we've got these nice radiating sections here, so we could put our stripes in like so. Adidas is actually very, it turns out, very liberal with how they how the logo can be interpreted, as opposed to other companies that shall not be named. So that's one thing I like, is as long as there's 3 segmented areas that are generally linear, it does kind of count. And yes, I've done work with Adidas. I mean, I'm not a company representative, so don't like Spencer said. But in my projects, in my experience, they have been fairly accommodating to ideas, at least. Whether or not something like that makes it in production is a whole other situation. But kind of cool. And then maybe we can throw some scratches in here. Should be cool as well. Oops, that's huge. Maybe it's a little bit. Did you all see that new Banksy piece that went up, by the way? It's pretty interesting. It's outside a prison. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Lions, is that in the UK? Did it hit the news there? Was there a big hubbub about it? I'm just applying a little gray here to kind of cheat and help me pull that out on the side. That logo. Just a touch of gray. Puma's cool. Impossible is nothing. This is true. And let's go ahead and use a little bit of speckle. Right through there. All right, I'm gonna crop my canvas. So in Procreate, you can crop and resize. This wasn't always a thing, but you can crop and resize. The cool thing is it does tell you how many layers you get. So look what happens as I make the layer bigger. See that layer counter go up or down? So if I make this really small, I can get more layers. But since it's more of a wide drawing, I'm gonna go ahead and crop that down a bit. All right, so it feels a little bit better right there. And so if I want to add color now, what I could do, let's do it below the stripes, below that sketch, make a new layer. And let's say I wanted this arm to be bright red. First you're hearing about the Banksy. Oh, yeah. So that that was a thing this week. I was like, whoa. Because it was interesting because you couldn't tell where it was happening, just that it was happening. And then I saw the cops that look like they're in the UK. I assume it's in London. I have no idea what prison or anything. But it was interesting to see. All right, so there's some color. And now here, I'm just going to play with blending modes. I'm never sure which one's going to work the best, honestly. So it's just a matter of kind of just playing and figuring out, okay, do I want it to be... Nope, I don't want it to be that. That actually looks pretty good. Overlay. And then we can drop that a little bit here and there where we want to. So there we go. And maybe the gaps in the joints are what brush am I on? I want it to be on the stencil. Dang it. Got some details to do. But maybe the gaps in here could have a little red or something. And then on the inside, maybe some sort of texture could be cool. I'm going to use this mesh. And let's make it black. And yeah, so maybe there's a little bit of texture in here. Because you'd want it to be textured, right? So you can grip things and whatnot. Very subtle, you know, not unless you zoom in, but it's there. So thank you, Applejacks, for the suggestion. This is great. Had fun doing it. I'm gonna, let's see what time is it, 10, 36. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap here in just a bit because I gotta go finish that project, but we'll review. I'll check into the weekly sketch challenge channel once more. There we go. Just wanted a little highlight on that edge. Okay, so there is our quick sketch. If you wanted to, not quick sketch, but our concept sketch of some sort of prosthetic. If you wanted to, you could kind of airbrush the face a little bit, you know, maybe get some shadow in, but I wouldn't overdo it. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't overdo it. Right, but just kind of decide, you know, what's needed to show maybe the shape, the form, the body without overwhelming, you know, and distracting. Because as it turns out, humans are attractive in the sense that when you have a sketch and it has a human in it, oftentimes, if you want to add some, you know, glowy effects, we can do that. Oftentimes when a human's in a sketch, it can like distract you or pull away from the product and your intention of showing that thing. So you kind of have to balance it out and figure out how much detail you want to show. All right. So thanks for the suggestion, Applejacks. Much appreciated. I missed a little line here, so I'm going to just not cheat, but take a shortcut and just say there's some stuff there. All right, cool. So just a little bit, so it looks like it's at least going in. Okay, so let's check into the Discord here. Thanks again. I believe Wayne said, had a little update. Did design a tattoo, sketched away, and really liked it. Awesome. Nice work. That's pretty bold. So I applaud you sharing, but also it's bold to design something for your own skin. I have a few tattoos myself. Maybe I'll show you guys the design sometime. But I did the initial sketch and then gave it to the tattoo artist and then said, go for it. So, all right, so we got some other concepts here by Wayne. Portable police radio. Those are old, but they're fun to draw. I love drawing little CB type radios or walkie-talkies. Brings me back to my childhood. We would sometimes travel in 2 cars, and this was before cell phones were a thing. And I remember, like, the kids in one car would have the radio, and the kids in the other car would have a radio, and we could talk to each other. So that was really fun. But that brings me back. So thanks for sharing. You got some prototypes here. Wren-shaped phone, or is that a render? I can't quite tell, but nice work. We got Michael DI with a Dremel concept. Nice use of a rim light. Oh, concept sketch for Phillips. Nice. Nice use of a rim light or edge light. And what I mean by that is just the white outline. It's a little technique you can use to kind of bring things to the foreground when you're sketching. So appreciate the use of that. Let's check the sketch challenge channel again. We got Felix and Lori with your sketches. So thanks again for submitting. Love the loose style, the use of color, the purples, the reds. Maybe it's Mars at sunset, I assume, right? Mars at sunset. I did watch The Martian again because of the whole landing. That was really interesting. All right, so here's what I keep going to the Adobe folder. Here's what we worked on today. We did this sketch of a prosthetic arm. Also reviewed and went over a sketch here by Big Rod. Really nice work. The only issue was really the back wheel, if I'm being really picky, the back wheel and the proportion of how much of the hood is shown. Okay, add the center line, bring out those details, and you're there. So nice work. And also finished up roughly finished up our little creature here. So thanks again for hanging out, guys, everyone. Much love and appreciation to you. I hope you have a fantastic Friday. Remember, if you learned something today, take some time to sit with someone, explain the concept, because ultimately that's what's going to help you integrate that knowledge and be much better at drawing. If you have an opportunity to join the Discord, say hey, be chill, but submit your work. Love the energy and what you've all been submitting, so keep it up, keep it going. The Discord is really for all of us to communicate and just be part of the community. I can't always be there, but there are great humans there. So thanks to the channel members and patrons as always. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope you know that I appreciate you. So thank you. Thanks for the super chat today, RE, as well. Much appreciated. Virtual high five and hugs to you. All right, take care, and I'll see you guys either tomorrow, but definitely Sunday. Take care.